Hi, today I want to talk about the difference between to and for. Um, a lot of English language learners have a hard time figuring out when to use one or another. So I wanted to explain to you, whether you are a student or a teacher, and a new way, a different way to think about these two prepositions. Just a little bit of background. I'm from Brazil, and I teach English as a second language here in the United States, and I taught English as a foreign language in Brazil a few years back. And we speak Portuguese in Brazil, and we have a couple prepositions that could be translated as to and for. They are para and por. And in Brazil, we use them interchangeably a lot of times. And in English, you can't do that. You can't use to and for interchangeably without changing the meaning of what you're saying. So you gotta know, you gotta understand the context in which you use one or another. Okay? It all boils down to the way that you think of the word when used in a certain context. Context here is key, okay? Alright, when I'm teaching my students, I like to tell them to think of the preposition to as a word that conveys the meaning of movement. Whenever you think of the preposition to, picture movement, imagine movement, imagine something, whatever it may be. It might be a person, it might be an object, it might be a thought, it might be energy, something leaving point A and going to point B, something going from point A to point B, okay? So whenever you think of the preposition to, picture movement. Granted, there are some exceptions to every rule, okay? And as you study the English language, you will learn the different nuances of certain words and different ways that you will use a word in a different situation and so on and so forth. Alright, so I just told you that when you're using the preposition to, whenever you need to use it, I want you to picture, to imagine movement, something, whatever it may be, leaving point A and going to point B, right? And for, when you think of the preposition for, I want you to think of something that is done for the benefit of somebody, or something that is done on behalf of somebody. You're doing something in that person's place. You're taking that person's, that individual's place, and you're doing it in his in his place. You're doing it on his behalf. You're doing it for him. I created a few sentences, and I want you to tell me whether you should use to or for, okay? So we're gonna go through these sentences and see if you got it. So Aziz walked his car. Which preposition are you gonna use? To or for? To. Aziz walked to his car. Walked. It's an action verb, right? But picture movement. He left point A and went to point B. His car. Aziz walked to his car. Second sentence. The kids made crafts blank their moms. The kids made crafts, to or for? Their moms. For. The kids made crafts for their moms. Think of somebody doing when you have to choose between using to and for in a situation such as the sentence that I just read to you, I want you to think of for as a word that conveys the meaning of something good, something nice, like a favor, something pleasant that is being done for the benefit of somebody else. Okay? So the kids made crafts for their moms. And remember, there are exceptions to the rule. Okay? Next one. Laura cooked blank Jane. Laura cooked for Jane. Laura cooked for Jane. If you cook for somebody, okay? Jane uses her notebook blank journaling. Jane uses her notebook blank journaling. Now you have a verb in the present participle right here. Journaling has the ing suffix. So you will never use to journaling unless there is another exception which I can't think of right now. But if you have a verb in the present participle, I hope that's present participle or not gerund, that always confuses me. So pardon me, because I can make mistakes too. Jane uses her notebook blank journaling. Jane uses her notebook for journaling. What you're trying to express here, the idea they're expressing in this sentence is the idea of purpose. So the broom is for sweeping. So you use the preposition for to express purpose, and if you add a verb after the preposition for, you need to have that verb in its ing form, in its I guess it's present participle form. Okay. Maurice and Ahmad enjoy going blank church. Maurice and Ahmad enjoy going to church. They enjoy going to church. Going. Go to. So with the verb to go, you usually use the preposition to. I'm going to skip some of the sentences that I have in this little quiz I created for my class. And I'm going to go straight to number 16, which is no! Please don't do this blank me. No! Please don't do this to me. Now if you're doing something and it might be something negative that you're doing that is not perceived as positive, and it will be used with the verb to do, I want you to use the preposition to. So if you do something, something negative, usually you do it to someone. Okay, so don't do that to me. No, don't do that to me. Okay. Now listen to this. Will you please go to the store? Blank me. Will you please go to the store for me? Will you please go to the store for me? In other words, I'm sick. I can't go to the store. Will you take my place and go to the store to help me out? You will do me a favor. Will you go to the store for me? Okay? That's one of the instances in which you're going to be using for and not to, even though the verb here, the main verb is, the main verb here is go. let's check another one out. All right. I love these two examples. Margarita did something terrible, blank her sister. Margarita did something terrible. True or four? True. Margarita did something terrible to her sister. Because there is the negative connotation, alright? Then number 15. Yeah. Katie did something wonderful, blank her sister. Katie did something wonderful, blank her sister. Katie did something wonderful for her sister. Because when you're talking about doing something and there is a positive connotation to what is being done, you're going to be using the preposition for. Remember, benefit. For implies benefit, something good, a favor. Alright? It also implies purpose. So that's it. And of course, there are exceptions to every and any rule, and you just have to take what I'm telling you take it with a grain of salt, okay? Nothing is black and white. There are always gray areas here and there, and the more you live the language, okay, you gotta live it. The more you live the language, the better you'll be at differentiating when to use a certain word in whatever context you will be. So the more proficient you will become. So this is how I explain to and for to my students. I hope this video has been helpful. I wish it had been shorter, but it takes me time to put my thoughts together, and I kind of winged it here. I just improvised. I didn't have a script or anything. And if you have any questions, if you have anything you would like me to talk about, please email me. My email is battengrace@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to answer those questions to the best of my ability. And if I don't know the answer, I'll be looking it up online or asking colleagues for help with that. So hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.